You are on the lifeboat. All right, people, hold on one sec. We are going old school. Mr. Mark Wages is going to be out for the evening. So that means that it's just going to be all of us hanging out here together. And let's see. All righty. How's that for a professional? Huh? Got the glasses. Get the Homer Simpson setup ready to roll. I want to welcome everybody to the lifeboat. Say thank you to all of those that got on this morning's live feed. It's a good sized crowd for a morning show. We're doing a little experimenting with the possibility of maybe doing live feeds in the morning instead of a regular video in the morning. So we're going to see how that works out. I got a 5x5 from Flamin' Jackson. Well played. Thank you. Truth. Is that a real door in the background? You referring to this one? Yeah, actually, every door in the house here is arched like that. Someone last night, I believe, said it's reminiscent of 2.5 Men, and there's probably something to that. But yes, that is absolutely a real door. It's everything here. Really, really a beautiful home. It's absolutely stunning. You guys would love it. So, if you saw the headline, if you saw the thumbnail, today we're going to talk about being beautiful, especially for the holidays. But before we get rolling and we get into that, want to do a bit of a shout out to all of the people who took the time to leave a message about the live feeds. To the rest of you, what is wrong with you people? I'm trying to argue this case for Mark. I said, do me a favor, and after this live feed, send me a text message, leave a message on there in the comments section that says you would like us to do this in the daytime as well as the nighttime. That way, I can present this to my bobble-headed partner who thinks that we might be biting off more than we could chew by doing that. Truthfully, people, I love the idea of doing live feeds in the morning and at night. It may not make sense to you, but from a host standpoint, it's not more difficult, it's less difficult. There's something really, really just a lot easier about this format, sort of the bouncing things off of one another. Miss Andrea Tillett, good to see you, Andrea. Oh, awesome. Glad that you're here. I know we also have Chi-Chi on here this evening, which is awesome. It's like a reunion show of sorts. I've said a lot lately that if everybody were to show up at the exact same time, it would be amazing. Honestly, if that happens, we're going to have a difficult time with the comments section. We're probably going to have to pump the brakes and slow it down a little bit, which we're nervous about doing. We're afraid that it's going to kill the sort of the momentum of what goes on here, because it really does sort of feel more like group therapy than it does a YouTube channel. And if we're forced to slow that down, I don't know if you know how that works. I don't think Mark and I described this well the last time. You know, people have said, yeah, if you just slow it down. Well, it really doesn't work by slowing it down. What it does is it makes it so that each time you leave a comment, you can't leave another for, an extended period of time, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, whatever the case may be. And by doing that, a lot of the banter that goes on back and forth with y'all would come to a screeching halt. And it's not something that, we want to, it's not a road we want to go down if we can avoid it. So that's something that we're working on a few other options for how we might be able to avoid that. Doing a call-in program, kind of like our heroes over at Marfoogle. They great. If you've never been to Marfoogle News, you really need to check them out. What a great YouTube channel. They really are just an awesome YouTube channel. Greg F. Wonderful to see you. Whole crew's here this evening. Isn't that great? All right, people. So if you saw the thumbnail, the thumbnail is called "Be Beautiful," being beautiful. And as we approach the holiday season, this is a subject that, if I'm not mistaken, we've done at least twice out of the 280 some odd videos that we've done. Multiple times we've done the we have brought up the subject matter of being beautiful because I think very often the term beautiful gets thrown around and it gets misused, in my opinion. It really does. I think a lot of times people confuse attractive and beautiful. And as we've said on here before, attractive is a winning of the genetic lottery. You know, if you have a symmetrical face and everything sort of matches from one side to the other, and the features are pleasant, you got good strong cheekbones and a strong chin, kind of an aquiline nose, and then whatever you find appealing, blonde hair, red hair, brown hair, whatever the case may be. These are the kind of things that very oftentimes people find attractive. Beautiful is a choice. It's a choice that's made every single day, and it is made sometimes hundreds of times a day. I have find the older I get, the more that I realize that some of the most beautiful people I've ever met in my life might not be the most attractive people. And contrarily wise, I find that there are some really attractive people out there that are just some of the ugliest human beings that I've ever met. And I want to challenge everybody this holiday season, right? To be beautiful, to make that choice. Because I'll tell you something, right now in this country and in this world, ugly is taken over. It's really a sad thing to watch. And I know that I'm not alone. I know that, from the comments that people leave, I know that everybody sees this. The level of hate and the level of vitriol. It's a story I got to tell because it's a great indicator of what I'm talking about. Johnny Scoville over at Chase the Heat. Almost all of you know Johnny. Even if you're not a Chase the Heat fan, you've seen him on the Lifeboat. We've done interviews with him on multiple occasions, and he had a chance to do a pepper festival in Dallas. Very, very cool, cool pepper festival. If you haven't seen it, you might want to stop in to Chase the Heat at some point and check this out. But what they had a contest for Tube of Terrors, right? The Tube of Terror peanuts. And if you're not familiar with this is like 13 million Scoville crystals, right? The Scoville heat rating is literally through the roof. I have eaten tubes of terror in my life. In fact, I think I still have the world record for the fastest tube of terror ever consumed. The pain in consuming a tube of terror. It's about 28 peanuts that are, I mean, big, right? They're the biggest peanuts you've ever seen, and they're just absolutely dripping in the hottest, spiciest combination of powder and salt that you can put on anything ever. There are very few things on this planet that will hurt quite as much as eating a tube of terror. So at this festival they had in Dallas, they were having a tube of terror contest, and there was a boy there who, in and of his own right, is got some notoriety. He also has Down syndrome. He's one of the cutest young men you've ever seen in your life. I would say he's probably under the age of 13. And Johnny had an idea to let this boy win this contest. Now, obviously, the peanuts that they gave this young man were not tube of terror peanuts. They were the kind of peanuts that you would buy in a Planters Peanuts can, and they had no spice in them at all. But what it was an opportunity to give a boy, who with some special needs, the opportunity to have thousands of people cheer him and thousands of people celebrate a victory for him. And it just seemed like a great idea. And Johnny approached the boy's mother. They had already sort of bonded. The boy came up, and you've seen my brother. He's got this big goatee, and he's kind of a lovable guy. And the two of them sort of bonded, and they had taken some pictures the day before. So Johnny went up and suggested this to the boy's mother, and she jumped on it. She thought that was a really great idea, and they did it. And if you've never seen the video, man, it'll put a lump in your throat. I mean, squarely put a lump in your throat. It's one of the most beautiful things you've ever seen. And it's just, it's something to watch. Within about 20 minutes of the video being posted on Chase the Heat, there were 9 thumbs down on this video. The level of hate that you have to possess as a human being to watch that video and then hit a thumbs down, right? It's a statement on it's a great statement on what's going on in social media and what's going on in the world, right? You all know that at any given time, anybody that is successful, any level of success in social media, if they have a channel, there are 3 to 5 to 8 channels of people that just put up content about them and what bad people they are. And this sort of is swirling around. If you watch the news, any news, right? What have they done? We've talked about this multiple times. They've decided to divide the country in half, right? We don't do politics. I don't want to hear what your opinions are on this stuff, right? We're talking about just the division. And you've got Republicans and you've got Democrats, right? And they divide you right down the middle. And then they continually go after one subject after another that they can divide us on, right? So you've got the abortion debate, right? Choice, life, right? All of these things. This camp, that camp. Second Amendment, right? This camp, that camp. Mask mandates, this camp, that camp, right? Vaccinations, mandatory, this camp, that camp. And they're doing everything within their power to divide the country in half. Why? I don't know, honestly. Probably because it's really easy marketing. If you can deliver a product to somebody and that product is hate, right? They don't turn the channel. They don't care that they're destroying the fabric of this country. They just care that they can sell you soap. But that's what's going on in this country. And somewhere, someone has to draw a line in the sand and say, you know what? Not on my watch. Somebody needs to say, it's going to stop with me. It's going to stop with me. All of this crap stops. When I was a kid, I've said this before on the show, I don't know how many times, but when I was a kid, you could have a barbecue and you could have a Republican and a Democrat at the barbecue together. And you could even bring up politics. And there would be a little lighthearted banter and someone would say, well, when your idiots get out of office, maybe we'll be able to get back to this or that. But those days are over. So the question becomes, where do we go from here? Right? The world is choosing ugly as the default setting. I want us to challenge each other, right? To be beautiful. I can say that in the last 3 months, I have met 3 of the most beautiful women that I have ever known in my life. I'm talking about beautiful, like nothing you've ever experienced. And 2 of those 3 women I've never seen. I don't have any idea what they look like. But I can tell you they are beautiful in a way that is hard to wrap your brain around. Every single day they choose beautiful. And when people have decided to go after the lifeboat or go after the people on the lifeboat, these individuals have said, you know what? There's something wrong with those people. We need to pray for them. What these people need is love, not hate. And you've seen the banners that my bobbleheaded partner puts up, right? It's okay to hate the hate, but it's not okay to hate the hater. Hate as a retaliation for hate doesn't pay off, people. That's, 2 positives. That doesn't work that way. It's 2 negatives. And it's awful. And it just continues to perpetuate. And I feel like this is a subject that can be brought up in a group like this because we're different. We really are. We've been talking about this for days. What makes us different? Well, we all lived in hell on earth. We've all walked down a path that was awful. And yet through all of that, we've all managed to maintain, Chi-Chi says, hate breeds hate. You know what, Chi-Chi? You're one of those people that I was talking about. So that checks out, right? I've said before, I think the default setting should be Chi-Chi. No matter how bad they lash out. And by the way, people, they don't just lash out at the channel. They've lashed out at Chi-Chi. And she has managed to pay back that hate with love, which is a pretty amazing thing. But we've all spent a decent amount of time walking through the absolute worst that life has to offer. We have taken, our trip through the crucible. And in doing so, We developed a kind of sympathy and a kind of empathy and a kind of caring and love that you just don't find too many other places. The boat is damned unique. So, knowing that, and knowing that we're not like other people in so many ways, we're not like other people. So, I want to challenge everybody here on the lifeboat to up their game this holiday season, to make the choice, right, to be beautiful, to make the choice to make the world a little bit more beautiful. Are we fighting an uphill battle? You betcha. Are we going to win? Probably not. Probably not. I'd imagine we're going to get our tails handed to us. But you don't have to win the war if you win the battle, right? If each and every time you have the opportunity to choose beautiful, you do it, doesn't matter if the rest of the world does. Because the person you're interacting with at the time, that's the person that's going to recognize what's going on. It sounds absurd, right? It's not. I promise you it's not. One of the reasons, people, that our numbers are going up in the holiday season, right? The numbers shouldn't go up in the holiday season because people don't watch YouTube during the holidays. But our numbers are going up. And the reason they're going up is because the default setting on this boat is love, right? Everybody on this boat chooses beautiful. So you're saying right now, well, if we all choose beautiful, Captain, well, why the lecture? Because I think what we need to do is choose beautiful when we're not here. And I'm not judging you all and saying that you don't do that. I'm saying I didn't do that. Sorry. I'm saying that I haven't been doing that. I'm definitely a different person here than I am out there off camera. I don't mean I'm a jerk or anything off camera, but I'm certainly a whole lot nicer here than I am out there. And I mean, I guess that makes sense, right? I really care about everybody here. But this holiday season, I'm going to try to take that attitude outside the boat. I'm going to try to take that attitude to the rest of the world. I'm going to try to make my default setting just a little bit nicer. And it actually started tonight, honestly. I went into a store and I talk about how things grind my gears. I was in a hurry, right? I'm with my family. I was in a hurry. I was trying to get in and out of the store as fast as possible. And the woman in front of me, there was a buy one, get one free offer on something that she had bought for like 17 cents. And she said there was one of these 17-cent issues that wasn't paid for. And it was just, she was going through this long list and she was counting and putting things back out of the bag that had already been bagged up. And I just wanted to say, I'll cover the 17 cents. Give her another one. You know what I mean? I'm tired of waiting here. And instead, I just kind of took a deep breath and I knew what I was going to be speaking about tonight, right? I knew that I was going to do look, you got to choose beautiful even when it doesn't feel fun. You got to choose beautiful. So I took a deep breath and I started smiling. It wasn't probably a very nice smile. It was probably the I'm grinding my gears smile. But this woman who was about 4'9" looked up at me and said, I'm really sorry. And I felt like the jerk that I am. I really did. And it occurred to me that I talk a good game, but when push comes to shove, how good am I at this? So I looked down at her and said, no problem. No problem. Merry Christmas. This big, right? It ain't much. I'm certainly not going to change the world with that little encounter, but I might have changed hers. Maybe not. She might have already forgotten it. But I'll tell you a story today too. I have a relative that came by a couple of days ago and gave me a big hug. It was awesome. I haven't seen this person in decades. And she's a cousin of mine. I love her. And I gave her a really big hug and I didn't want to let go. I hadn't seen this person in decades. And the reason I hadn't seen this person in decades is because I had not been living the life that I should live. And I didn't like being around people that were living the life I wasn't, right? When I was in the life and getting high, I didn't want to be around people that weren't. They honestly made me feel a certain way, right? So I cut a lot of my family out of my life. I didn't go to family functions, and yeah, I've talked about this. You all know this part of the story. But this morning, um, a message, something that she had said was relayed to me, and she said that she didn't tell me, she told someone else. She said it just felt really good, hugging Tommy after all these years. And she said, when Grandpa died, that's not what we called him, but when our grandfather died, she said that at her age she was having a real struggle relating to people and dealing with it. And I don't remember the day very well. I remember that it sucked, but I don't remember a lot of the details. But she does, right? Like even the minute parts of that day. She remembers what we were watching on TV. But sitting there with me on that day, just sort of in silence and hanging out, gave her a kind of peace. You never know when one of those days that you're doing something that is insignificant as hell in the scheme of your life touches somebody else. I think I've told this story before too. We were having the Christian banquet in prison. This is once a year. That it's once a year that all of the Christians get together and they lock them in the chow hall and crazy things happen. Things that you'll never see in prison, like blacks and whites sit at the same table and eat, right? Because none of the politics of the Nazi crap and all of that stuff flies, because this is a room full of people who all believe in the same God and they don't play that, right? So really kind of it's it's an hour that you get to pretend that you're not living in that vicious, disgusting world that we were all in. And while I was sitting there, I was talking to two friends, and a black gentleman came up and said, "Do you guys mind if I sit down here for 1 second?" And we said, "No, knock yourself out." And he sat down, and he was talking to me in particular, and he said, "Hey, I just wanted you to know that last year, I was working in the kitchen, by the way, at that point. I was the secretary for the entire, complex. I was ordering the food and doing all of that stuff." And he said, "Last year, when you talked to me back in the back office," he said, "that was life changing for me." He said, you may not believe this." He said, "but every day since then, I have lived a different life. It really, truthfully changed my life, and I just want to thank you." And I said, "Well, you're welcome. I'm glad that we had the chance to talk." And he said, "Thanks." And he got up and walked away. And my friend Turtle was sitting with me, and he said, "Tommy, what was the conversation you had with that guy about?" I said, "I don't have any idea who that person is. Honestly, I don't remember. I don't remember talking to him. I don't ever remember seeing him before, for real." So I kind of tried to send people over to see if they could figure out what the conversation was about. He definitely had the right guy. Like he described where I worked in there and everything else to a T. But they didn't want to go tell me exactly what he was talking about. They were just sort of, trying to be surreptitious about the whole thing. But what it boils down to is you don't know when that day you choose to be beautiful, that day that you choose to be that guy might not just change someone's life, right? I have no idea what I said to this guy. None. But you know what I do know? I do know that it wasn't on a day of a Christian banquet. So the fact that I was back there talking to somebody from a different race in a federal prison was a pretty big deal anyway, right? Which means I was choosing to be beautiful. Regardless of what the subject matter was, I was making a choice to be different. I was making a choice to take a risk, to be a good person, right? Yeah, I don't know how long the conversation lasted, but if it was a minute or if it was 5 minutes, I was putting myself at risk to treat this person nicely for 5 minutes because, according to the rules, I have to pretend to hate him. Pretty messed up, right? So, this holiday season, knowing what we know, knowing that as we sit around and talk amongst ourselves, what do we say on every single live feed? This is a rugged time of year, right? For everybody involved, this is a tough time of the year. There are all of these people who are experiencing their first Christmas without a loved one, or their first Christmas since a breakup or a divorce or whatever it is, right? This is tough. The holidays are the most difficult time of the year for anyone who's having a problem of any kind, right? Well, we're the Duke and Duchess of having problems. We are royalty when it comes to the holidays being tough, right? We're not just people. We're recovering addicts. So choose. to be beautiful. No matter how many times a day that choice comes up, don't let one slip by you, right? You know why it's so important? Because you never know when you choosing to be beautiful is going to be that moment that you say something that changes somebody's life. And if you're sitting here right now going, well, I don't really come up with, these life-changing things. People, I don't even know what I told him. There's a great cliche that if someone is really, really, if someone is really ready to change, you can't say the wrong thing to them. You can't. If someone's not ready to change, you can't say the right thing to them. But how do you know which day that's on, right? How do you know when you happen to be X, right? The two axes meet and you're in a position when someone is, doesn't matter what you say. You can say anything because they're going to hear what they need to hear. If you think I'm wrong on this, people, you got to take my word for this. Do you know how many times somebody sends me an email and says, the live feed you did the other day, I decided to get sober that day. You said this and it just changed my life. And when I'm done, I go, that was the worst live feed I ever did in my life. I go back and I look at it and I go, what? Are you kidding? I didn't say anything on that live feed that was epic or, impressive or anything else. You know what happened? I couldn't have said the wrong thing. They showed up. All they needed was someone to show a little bit of compassion because they were ready to quit. They were ready to quit. You people, right, in the comment section, I don't know if you realize how much this all hinges upon you. I'm not a doctor. You all know this. But I do believe in confidentiality between me and anyone I talk to. So I can't really share emails with you, but I would love to. I really would. I would love to show you 10 or 15 of them, just randomly, because I never get one from anybody that is getting ready to tell us how this changed their lives, that they don't say, I got in the comment section and I had never seen anything like that in my life. That's you. That's the crew of the lifeboat. It's not me. It's not Mark. It's not the message. It's you guys. When people show up here and they say, hey, it's my first time here, try that on another channel and see what happens. You know what will happen, right? Nothing. Nothing. If you're really, really lucky, the host of the channel might respond to you. But I promise you, nobody in the comment section is going to respond to you. If you go and put a comment on a video, forget a live feed. If you just go and leave a comment on a video, people are going to say, hey, I've never seen your name before. Welcome to the lifeboat. You know what that is, people? That's choosing to be beautiful. It's choosing to be beautiful. Like I said, I'm preaching to the choir. Here, on the boat, I'm preaching to the choir. Let's take it outside the boat. Let's try to do our part. Ideally, you do it for the rest of your life, but there's no way to make that stick or force that on anybody. But how about if you just holiday season? You think you could do that? Just commit from now till the end of the holiday season to not be mean. It's pretty easy here, right? Because we have Rule 4. Everybody knows Rule 4, right? Look at all the blue wrenches that are in the comment section. You know why they're here? Do you know why we have so many of them? Because mean people suck. And mean people here, they get booted. We don't allow it. There's no room for mean on the boat. Unfortunately, there is not a crew of blue wrenchers walking around in society. Boy, how cool would that be? I'm sorry, but you're a jerk. We're just going to get rid of you. That would be awesome. Doesn't work like that in the real world, unfortunately. By the way, in case I forget, because I've got those squirrel tendencies, thank you, right, to all of the moderators on this channel who do an amazing job. And you know what? They do such a good job that you don't know they're here. They're unsung heroes. Charlie Mullins, on the live feed today, a jackwagon showed up and said some stupid things. And I couldn't find one person that saw what was said because Charlie got rid of it so fast. That's the crew here. That is the crew. See, look at all of the squirrels popping up in the comment section. Oculi. Yeah, that 21 anchor salute, that's for you guys, right? You guys really are the top of the food chain when it comes to a support group that just makes this boat safe. And let's face it, if you're going to come here and you're going to open up about really personal things, you got to feel safe. Unfortunately, we can't live on the boat. It would be awesome. It really would, but we can't. We gotta go out, right? When I'm done in about 30 minutes, we're gonna end this live feed. And when we do, we're gonna go out into a world where there are no blue wrenches. And we're gonna go out into a world that the default setting is mean. Plain and simple. The default setting is mean. So, I don't know, 50 times, 100 times, 10 times. You get that many opportunities each and every day to choose beautiful. And while we're on the subject, right, I did a video, I don't know, a month ago, right? And I think about 7 of you saw it. It was one of those videos that I put up that the bell, the notification bell didn't go out. That happens from time to time, and there's really nothing that can be done about it. Right? It either works or it doesn't work. And that day it didn't work. So honestly, I think it was like 50 views. It was awful. Like nobody saw it. But the name of the video was Make It a Great Day. Because you find yourself saying to people, hey man, have a great day. And we say that like it's winning the lottery, right? Hey, have a good one. Hope it happens. Hope something really nice happens and everybody, man, make it a good day. Make it a good day. That's what I say to people now. I don't say have a good day. Make it a good day. They don't come by accident. Just like choosing to be beautiful, you got to choose to make it a good day. And you'll have opportunities along the way, right? They will come up. They'll start early as sin, and they are going to come up, and you're going to have an opportunity to make it a great day or to not. Please, people, choose to be beautiful. And along the same lines, choose to be happy. You think I'm kidding? Right? I know things are tough. I know the holidays are tough. And there are a lot of you here going through things that I can't wrap my brain around. If you were on this morning's live feed, there were some people on there that told about some of the things happening in their lives. With all of the rotten things that have happened to me because of things I've done, I was in a federal prison, people. I was thrown into solitary confinement. I was beat up by guards. I went through all of that crap. Nothing compared to what this woman has gone through. It was awful. And it had to do with her child, and it was astounding. Just how tough, what this woman went through was. But before she left that comment telling us what was going on in her life, she had left 10 or 20 other comments that were so beautiful and so uplifting and so positive that when that one came along, you went, huh, right? You got to be kidding. If somebody who just lost a child in the most horrific way that you can possibly imagine losing a child and then watching it happen, if that person can have a smile on their face and brighten up the lives of the people around them, well, then I'm a jerk if I can't handle the woman in line who would like to get the 17 cents off of whatever she was buying. The things that I have chosen to draw a line in the sand on, the things that I have chosen to allow me to get angry, right? I'm still dumb enough to say things like, that person makes me mad. Man, nobody makes me anything. Nobody makes me anything. In the last 3 weeks, the people who had really been going out of the way to make me angry, they don't do squat anymore. I'm sure it bums them out. They don't do anything anymore. I conquered that. Now I got to get over the small stuff. I can knock the big stuff out of the park. I really did. The stuff that really could grind your gears, I don't care anymore. I don't. It's easy to avoid. I was stupid enough to go places and allow myself. Imagine if they said, this store on the corner, every time you walk into that store, they're going to go, hey, Tommy, you're a lowlife. You're a convict. You're a piece of crap. I don't even know why you're here. Do you think I would shop there? You're like, no, of course I wouldn't shop there. What kind of idiot would shop at a place like that? This kind of idiot. I mean, I didn't shop there. But there were places in the cyber world where that was taking place. And you know what I did? I went there every day to get a dose of hate. Duh. What's up? 3 weeks ago, I just decided that was never going to happen ever again. And life's been a whole lot easier. At the same time, I made a decision for 2 other things that are really kind of uniquely personal, but I knocked it out of the park. I really did. And now what I'm allowing is the smallest stuff in the world to grind my gears. And I'll be honest with you folks, it makes me a failure at what I'm trying to do. So today, as I was sitting and evaluating life and walking down this beach out here, which is just something about the ocean to just bring things into perspective, right? But I was walking along the beach and trying to decide what I was going to talk to everybody about tonight. And I realized that I'm failing on the easy stuff, right? I'm killing it on the hard stuff. But I feel like maybe that gives me a pass. So on the small stuff, like somebody in the left-hand lane who's going 5 miles an hour slower than they ought to be, now that's going to get the teeth gritting. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? I don't know. I really don't. But you know what I do know? I'm not going to let it happen for the rest of this season. I'm done. I promise you. This isn't lip service. I'm done letting stupid small things grind my gears. I'm done letting anybody make me anything. Anything. I'm not even going to let people make me happy. For real. I will evaluate the situation, and I will determine whether or not that situation is justifiably making me happy. But anybody making me anything? People, I spent a decade of my life being told exactly what to do. Why would I let anybody ever again dictate anything in my life, right? I fought to get sober so that I wouldn't have to deal with incarceration and I wouldn't have to deal with anybody saying, this is what you're going to do. This is what time you're going to do it. This is, no, man, no, 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 no. No one makes me anything ever again. So if this week, this holiday season, if you find yourself saying, hey, you know who really makes me, pull the e-brake. Pull the e-brake. Take a deep breath, right? Take a snapshot of what's going on in your life at that moment. Look at your emotions and determine how you're going to react to the situation at hand. And I will be willing to bet you money that you can stop people making you anything. You don't need a book. You don't need a stink load of techniques. For real. This is no magic potion. Nothing like that. This is just logic. I mean, slap you in the face logic. Okay, so the woman in front of me needs 17 cents off of her stuff. So she's going to hold me up, what, a minute? 2? There are 8,420 minutes that I have every year to do whatever I want. I'm going to piss and moan over a minute that an old woman needs for 17 cents. Maybe she needs that 17 cents. Maybe she's budgeted to the cent. And if so, doesn't that make me a great guy? Right? To be angry at a woman that, honestly, her budget can be screwed up over 17 cents. Am I a hero or what for letting that bother me? No. No, I'm a dirtbag. But I'm not going to be. I promise you, I'm not going to be. Today, it stops. Today. And for the rest of this holiday season, I'd like to believe I'm going to do it for the rest of my life. But I sure as, you know what? I'm going to do it for the rest of this holiday season. And I'm not going to change the world, but I'm going to change people's days, as many of them as I can. I'm going to hold doors for people. I'm going to say please and thank you. I'm not going to complain. I'm not going to say poop if I got a mouthful of it. You know why? Because I'm free. If I'm having a bad day, I can walk outside and feel grass between my toes. And there was a day that that's all it took to make me literally walking on sunshine. But somehow, in the year and change that I have been a free man, I have forgotten what it's like to not be a free man. Low budget. Low budget. You understand, people? I'm not crying at any of you. I'm not. I'm telling you to take a look at yourself. But I'm talking about me, right? I'm talking about me. This is the captain that we're talking about. And on so many levels, the job that I have been doing as a human being, as me, as myself, I should go like this and kick it this way. For real. If I'm gonna, captain and shepherd this boat, then I should probably practice the kind of things that I preach when I'm not on this boat. If not, it's a sham. For real. I don't mean I'm not out getting high. I'm not out doing beer funnels. I'm not doing anything like that. But I come here and I talk about living your best life. And if your best life is getting pissed because somebody took a parking space, then I need to get it together. Go get another parking space. If it takes 5 minutes, you realize how long 5 minutes is in a parking lot? Seriously, when we complain, it's over 45 seconds. That's the kind of stuff that really gets us going. 5 minutes. If it took 5 minutes, who cares? Who cares? Well, I have been. And maybe you guys don't. I hope so. I hope so. I kind of have a feeling that if I spent the day with Chi-Chi, there wouldn't be a whole lot that I could find where she gets really ripped and angry. And I think she's probably philosophical most of the day long. I believe Charlie Murphy. Yo, Charlie Murphy. I believe Charlie Mullins is probably that guy too. But I haven't been. But I'm here to tell you that I'm going to be. And I would like to challenge everybody to make the rest of this holiday season just a little bit nicer, just a little bit kinder. Choose at every single turn, every single chance you got tomorrow, the next day, when that choice arises, when the opportunity comes up that you can bang that right hand turn or you can make that left hand turn, right? The right hand turn going to being beautiful, right? Doing the right thing and being beautiful. Take that right hand turn, right? Take that right hand turn. Don't go left. Don't. You have a choice. And you know the best part of this, people? I don't care if you pray to Jesus or Buddha or Brahma or the New York Giants. I don't care what your higher power is. Granted, if you believe in one, well, this is probably something that the book that you read, regardless of what that book is, they probably recommend this anyway. That all religious doctrine has something that says something very similar to treat others the way you'd like to be treated, right? Do unto others, all of that stuff. I know, and I've read most of them. All of them have something that says something very similar. And if you don't believe in God, then every self-help book you ever come across says the same thing. We all know what the right thing to do is. We just don't do it. Me. I don't know. You guys might be killing it. I haven't been. But I'm going to. I promise you. I'm not going to let things get me angry. I won't lie to you. I was angry today. I got off of that morning feed and I thought, there's going to be 20 messages, 20 comments left that says we'd like to do a live feed in the morning. There were 3. Now I know they've probably piled up since then, but there was 3. You know what? Who cares? Honestly, was it worth getting torqued about? No, but I did. I was like, man, I asked him 3 times. I want to sell this to Mark. You know, they couldn't take 2 minutes to leave that message. I'm a jerk. And if you were close enough to me, I wasn't going to say to you, let me tell you what just happened, because it kind of bummed me out, right? What do I say? Share, right? It kind of bums me out. I had wished that these people would have left the messages because I wanted to show Wages just how many people would have been happier about that. I didn't do that. But if you happen to bump into me, I just wasn't going to be very nice. Because instead of dealing with my issues myself, I was going to allow that to affect all the people around me, right? The exact opposite of what I'm talking about. You know what I was choosing? Ugly. I was choosing ugly. I was banging the left-hand turn. Why? For a reason so stupid, it's not worth talking about. But that's what did it. That's what did it. And I'm done. I'm done. I'm done feeding into the hate and the ugly that's making this planet crappy. Am I going to change the world? Probably not. Not this way. I'm not. But I'm going to change the day of the people that I come in contact with. Their day might suck, right? I may not make their day perfect, but I'm not going to make their day worse. You understand what I'm saying? I refuse to make their day worse because I promise you I've been doing that. And I've been doing that probably my entire life. Only now it's really starting to weigh on me. You know why, people? Because of this. Because I sit in front of this camera and when you start doing this and people start leaving you messages that say things like, I can't tell you how much you're helping me, you start really feeling like a fraud when you grit your teeth at stupid things, you know? Or if you allow the dumbest things in the world, I come on here and preach about, you know, don't let things bother you. You can't let people make you. And then I let everybody make me do whatever they want. For real. 3 weeks ago, I kicked everybody that was renting space in my head out. And then I did this one, like, yeah, huh? Check this out. Captain's got this under control. Ain't nobody renting any space in my head, except for that woman that wants 17 cents off. She can live in there. Except for people that didn't take the time to, to leave a comment about whether or not they wanted me to do 2 live feeds. I'm a jackwagon. But it stops today. It's my commitment. I'm telling you right now, it stops today. It stops today. I'm going to be taking a snapshot of what's going on in my life each and every time I make contact with a human being. I'm not kidding. Tomorrow I'm flying out of here. And how I treat the stewardess, I'm going to make sure that I do everything within my power to let the stewardess know that I appreciate them. I wonder how many people do that every day. I don't know, but this cat's gonna, right? The people that check me in, yeah, I'm gonna treat them good. When I get where I'm going, the guy at the baggage carousel, he gets it, right? The Uber driver, you betcha. Every person I come into contact with, I'm going to treat them as if they know I'm Captain Tommy Scoville and they're judging the lifeboat by how I treat them. That's how I'm going to live the rest of this time until January 1st. Then you know what I'm going to do on January 1st? I'm going to make a New Year's resolution to keep this going. If everybody on the planet did this for 3 days, 3 days, if we could get everybody on the planet for 3 days to say, every person I come in contact with, I'm going to be so friendly that they freak out. What do you think would happen in 3 days? Think about it. Could we make that happen? No chance. But you can do it to every person you come into contact with tomorrow. You can. Every single time that happens, you're choosing to be beautiful. I'm going to be beautiful tomorrow. I promise you. All right, people. Sorry. Captain got off on a bit of a tangent. And for that, I apologize. Because I know I'm preaching to the choir. And I know that you people really are some of the kindest and most caring people anywhere I've met. So I didn't mean to be preaching to the choir, so to speak. Let's see what we've got over here. The squirrels can come out now. Brandon Calloway says, everybody needs love. I like it. Flamin' Jackson is praying for Joanna. I like that too. Alan Ballantyne, he's saying hi to somebody I believe other than me. Chi-Chi, I love you all and I'm very proud of you all, Captain included. Thanks, Chi-Chi, I really appreciate that. Mrs. Hermit Hill, Kentucky says, I think everyone here needed to hear this. I hope so. Thank you. That's a kind thing to say. I really appreciate that. Thank you. You get locked in a rubber room in 3 days. But that's how odd it looks to be nice. You're right, Jacob. There's no mistake in that. Truth 760 says, it's okay, vent on us. We're here for everybody. Thanks, Truth. I appreciate that, man. Alan Ballantyne, it's always a pleasure, man. It really is. He said, Chi-Chi says, you need to read the chat, Tommy. It's been beautiful. You know what, Chi-Chi? I always do. As soon as it gets reposted, I go back and read every single one of them. I really do. CW says, Captain, you're amazing, brother. Thanks, CW. It means the world to me. That's no joke. Oh, my gosh. Amy said, I didn't hear I love you until I was 21. Amy, I'm so sorry. That may be the saddest thing I've ever heard. Amy, this is no joke, too. I really do love you. You're one of the nicest people I've ever met. From day one, we never had anything but kindness between us. True story. I've had some great experiences with Amy from the very first day that I've met her. Amy, you're going to hear a lot more of it here, I promise you. So I developed people's skills that were a bit skewed. Your people skills are awesome now. True story. Either that or you're just really, really kind to me. That is, yep, I wish I could give you a hug. I really do. That is, look at all the people telling you they love you right now, though. Huh? I love the lifeboat. You guys are awesome. Truth says he loves you. Joanna says she loves you. Is there anyone here that doesn't? Amy, you got a lot of people that love you here. Flamin' Jackson says so. T. Prada says, I needed to hear that. That's a challenge I will do. You rock, Tommy. Thank you. T. Prada, thank you. It means the world to me. I really appreciate that you're here. Vicky Brooks says, I never heard it from my dad. Vicky, I am sorry to hear that. I really am. And I actually have a drill for that. Vicky Brooke, drop me a line when you get a chance. Please. Love to hear from you. Captain Tommy Scoville at gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. So many people lost out on such a wonderful person. You know what? Miss Hermit Hill, Kentucky, what a beautiful thing to say. That is awesome. Leisure Beast says, Amy, I love you. Chi-Chi said, Vicky, I'm so sad to hear that. Yep. Amy, I love you so much. Yeah, absolutely. I love you too. I really do. Great, you're a great person. You really are. Thoughts and prayers going out to everyone that needs them, says Charlie Mullins. And Charlie is living the life every single day, making that choice. Vicky Brooke, I never knew my dad, not even his name, says Oculi Mortis. Well, he missed out, OM. He missed out. I mean that. You're a great guy, OM. In fact, I'd love to be able to tell the story here of just how good a guy you are, but I can't. You know what I mean. But I would love to tell people the story. You're a top shelf, man. You mean the world to me, OM. That is the truth. Yeah. Vicky Brooks says, yes, I will reach out to you. My story is ugly. That's okay, Vicky. I read ugly stories. You know what? We'll see if we can't make the next chapter a little bit more beautiful, huh? We'll work together on that. So reach out to me, please. Captain, oh Captain, my temper and anger got better. Day after day, it's a never-ending fight, harder than dealing with my spine and hip pain, but still no opioids. Awesome. Awesome, my brother. And I know you're commuting a really long distance too, which is an opportunity to grit your teeth. But Swiss Vape, I'm proud of you, man. I really am. Amy says, Oculi, your dad really missed out. Agreed. Absolutely agreed. Chi-Chi says, Swiss, that's awesome. CW Terry agrees with her. Oculi Mortis can't stop clapping. OM. Amy says, we do ugly here. We are familiar with ugly. A lot of that. Joanna W says, all day long, just breaks my heart. Flamin' Jackson. No. My eyes sweat. Swiss Vapor says. Alan Ballantyne says, Miss Honeybee, hi. I didn't see Miss Honeybee in here, but if she's here, hello, Honeybee. Good to see you. Yep, really good to see you. Amy, we all know ugly. It's the truth. The entire world knows ugly. That's the nature of what's going on in this world. But you know what? We're going to do our part, aren't we? Huh? We're going to do our part. Is everybody in? There is Miss Honeybee. Good to see you. We're talking about the people in Kentucky, Tommy. You know what? My heart goes out to the people in Kentucky. But I happen to know 3 or 4 really great people from Kentucky, don't I? Seriously, great people. You guys might just be able to. Swift Faber says, "I don't cry. You know, your eyes sweat." I get it. I absolutely get it. Um, yeah, you know what? This is as always, just a fantastic comment section. Charlie Mullins has just put the contact information up for the captain. Please, if you haven't had a chance, reach out to me. Drop me a line. Please do. Please do. Um, I really want to go to 2 lives a day, people. So if you get an opportunity, I know you're busy. If you get an opportunity, how about leaving it in the comments section and just let us know that you'd like us to do 2 live feeds. Sarah Normally, I hope you found a pretty seashell. Safe journey home. I did find actually a really beautiful seashell. I did. Found a couple of them. And thank you. I do want to make the journey home. As much as it's going to be really sad leaving my relatives, I'm ready to go home. You know, I am. Miss Hermit Hill, Kentucky says, I'm hoping to head down to help people lower in the state. Why am I not surprised by that? I went and did it. Couldn't do it after the group. Truth 760. Thank you, man. Solid. Thank you. It means the world to me. Thanks to all of you. Every one of you is a gifted person, says the Swiss Vapor. Couldn't agree more. Can we send a little extra love to my beautiful birthday twin, Lady Fiona Crispin, just because? Yes, I will do my part in that as well, I promise. Maybe I'll drop her a line or something. I'll send her a direct message when this is over. I didn't notice that she wasn't here, but we'll reach out to Lady Crispin, of course. Gratitude, Captain T. Thank you, Miss Honeybee. Yep, look at that. All kinds of love for Lady Fiona. That's good. People, I want to thank you all for what you do. I want to thank you all for shaping the lifeboat into what it is. We say it all the time. A couple of people that I would love to send a special shout out to. Alan Ballantyne. It's just Alan has just become one of my best friends. You know, I love everybody on the boat, but Alan has just become one of my best friends, and he's just very, very consistently always there, and he's always praying for me, and he's always reaching out to me, and I can't wait until all of this C+ math crap is over so that he can come to the United States of America and I can show him around a country that doesn't have spiders that can kill you and Vegemite to poison you. Really looking forward to those days. So that I know those days are coming. Vegemite. Yeah, Alan's good people. He really is. Oculi, another guy that just above and beyond in so many ways, people that you don't even know, but just above and beyond. Alan is a beautiful person. He really is. And every day he's less of that person. Still is beautiful, but he's just been consistently dropping weight. He's killing it. Vicky Brooks says, unfortunately, my past is still my present. You know what? A lot of people are in the exact same position. So why don't we talk about your future? Huh? If your past and your present are the same, let's talk about your future. Because that one hasn't been written. Pretty sure of that, right? That one has not been written. So we'll talk about that. I look forward to hearing your past and your present, but let's talk about the future. Let's make some plans. Vegemite keeps those spiders away. Seventh son, you make me laugh. Amy says, Vicky Brooke, hang on. Don't give up. She's not going to give up. She's not. If she was going to give up, she wouldn't be here. CW Terry says, truth. Sorry, phone's been silly. Yeah, a lot of that goes on. Thank you, Alan. I don't know you yet, but I know you're beautiful. Absolutely. I like that. I like that. I like the terminology. I like that we're using beautiful in the correct sense of the word, because Alan is beautiful. There's no mistaking it. He really is. Vicky, you have found the right place, says Chi Chi. Vicky, you have. You have found the right place. Not because I'm a genius, not because Mark's a genius, but because we have somehow been lucky enough to assemble the greatest group of people anywhere in social media, and they all choose to be beautiful, truthfully. I blame Johnny. Good call. You know what? That's a default setting around here as well. Feel free to blame Johnny. Spiders are our friends. Oculi, I just spent the last 5 minutes talking about what a great guy you are. And then you got to pop off with the spiders are our friends thing. Out. Out. Take your Vegemite. Yeah. And, I don't like Spideys. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to say it. They terrify me. I'm afraid of them, and they're so small. You think, you know, what I mean, I'm over 200 pounds. I'm 6'2". I think I shouldn't be afraid of them, but ew, I am scared of them. This is 2 hours past my bedtime because the live feed is worth it. Ah, Amy, what a cool thing to say. By the way, Amy, your problem is solved because I tested it myself today. $99. Boom, done. So you and I need to talk. Alan Ballantyne says, Oculi, come and join me in the brig. That's right. Send both of you right off to the land of the disgusting spread. Eek, spiders and spreads. You guys can hang out. Amy, did you just really put spiders all over the place? You're better than that. Sarah, normally, she and I are together. Spiders are terrifying. I agree. I agree. Vicky, we say what? Never quit quitting. Never quit quitting. Doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down. If you get knocked down 100 times, you get up 101. You're a winner. Never quit quitting. Right? I don't like squished bugs. Oh, I'd rather have a squished spider than one crawling around. They've got all those legs and they're just, yeah, they're awful. All right, people, we are deep fried spiders. Jacob, I'd be willing to eat them. I really would. Flamin' Jackson. Are those skunks? They are. Okay, people, we ran a little bit long, so I'm afraid we're going to have to call this an evening. Between now, I don't think there's going to be a morning video tomorrow. I'm afraid that there will not be a morning video tomorrow. Fear not, there will be the next day. But I am going to be traveling really early tomorrow morning, and I'm not going to film one. You guys can sleep in tomorrow morning. Tomorrow night, I will make the announcement of what the new schedule is going to look like. It is going to, with any luck, have a live feed in the morning and a live feed at night. That is what I would like. I would like to be able to do this in the morning and at night. It's a little bit longer in terms of the schedule, but there's this interaction and this back and forth, and that's what makes this unique. And for those of you keeping score, yeah, it's a tough way to monetize. But that's not why we're here. It's never been the reason why we're here. We're here for you guys, and we're here for us, for what we get out of this. We're here to prove that we're different. Every single minute of every single day, we're different in the best of ways. We are different. Between now and tomorrow night, at the same bat time, on the same bat channel, that would be 6 o'clock on Oculi Mortis's coast. Oculi, which coast is that? Yeah. Between now and 6 o'clock on Oculi Mortis's coast, you have but one assignment. I'm not going to have you reach out to save anybody tomorrow, unless it just happens to fall into your lap. You know what I want you to do tomorrow? You know. Tomorrow I want you to choose to be beautiful. To every single person that you come in contact with for the entire day, choose to be beautiful. And I will see you back here tomorrow night at that same bat time, same bat channel. I really appreciate all of you, more than you could possibly know. I am Captain Tommy Scoville. This is the lifeboat. We will see you tomorrow night, people. Now, don't laugh at me when I turn off the screen. I know how you people are. All right, let's see here.